guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah. If you're watching my video for the first time, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for always clicking on my videos. In this particular tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to achieve an A-line dress with a yoke and an inverted pleat. So if this is like what you're interested in, please stay to the end and don't forget to click on the like button, subscribe and hit the notification bell. In my last video, I showed how to cut each and every piece of this dress. Now this is the yoke. I stopped at fixing the lining in my last video, and I just folded my lining to two. I placed my yoke on it, and I'm going to follow the same shape to cut out my lining. Okay, so if you've not watched the last video, please do well to go watch it because it's very detailed and it's beginners friendly. I showed how to cut an A-line dress, the measurements you need, and every single thing you need to cut an A-line dress. Now after cutting a lining for your yoke, this is how it should look. Now on my table, I have my back piece, which we have drafted out in my last video, which was the cutting video. Now I went ahead to place it on top my lining to cut out the same shape, but now the only difference is the length. The length is going to be shorter than your main fabric by 1.5, and you're going to sew it at the lower part and also at the sides and turn it. Now for the yoke, you have to open it up, place your lining on it because you have to sew the neckline around. Now before stitching up the neckline, you have to use a pin to hold it down so it doesn't move here and there. Now for the back yoke, this is it. I drafted out in my last video. Now I placed my lining on it. I am going to sew around the neckline and that zipper area. In my last video, I explained the cutting and everything. So this is the front bodice that we cut out. The last one that we were putting lining is the back. Sorry, it's the back, not the front. This is the front with an inverted pleat. I showed how to attach a pocket while cutting in my last video. Now I am going to place it on my lining and cut it out. Now this is the back. I have turned it with a lining and this is how it looks. Can you see that the ankara is short, the lining is shorter than the ankara, and that is how it should be. Okay, now once you turn it, make sure you turn it neatly. After turning it, this is how it should look. You go ahead and iron it. For the upper part, I did not turn it. Okay, now as you can see, the other one, I have fixed my yoke to it, and this is how it looks. It's looking very neat. I'm going to take you through the process of how I fixed my yoke. Now this is the back piece that we have not fixed the yoke. Let me just show you how to fix your yoke properly. Now this is my yoke. I have turned it with a lining neatly. I turned the neckline and the zipper area, and I went ahead to iron it as well, just so it look neat. Look at that straight part there is for the zipper area. It must align with the lower part. Right side facing right side. Place it on your bodice, and then you are going to use the lining for the bodice to turn it. Make sure that you are putting it close to the zipper area, then you use your lining for the bodice to turn it, and then you sew. But before you do that, make sure you use a pin to hold it down, just so everything stays in place. After fixing it like that and using a pin to hold it down, let me just turn it and show you how it will look. Then I'll go ahead and stitch it up and iron it neatly. Now right here I have my front bodice. As you can see, I have cut out the lining and I stitched it up from the lower part first. Make sure that when cutting your lining is 1.5 inches shorter than your ankara fabric. And then after sewing the lower part, I went ahead to sew the sides around, leaving the upper part open. Now right here with me, I have my front yoke. I have gone ahead to sew the neckline and I ironed it out neatly. Now we are going to be turning our bodies out, and I will go and iron it, and then we are going to sew the inverted pleat area. We're going to work on that. As you can see, I've gone ahead to turn it with a lining and I ironed it neatly, and this is how it looks, looking very neat. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on the like button and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Now I'm going to turn it out to the wrong side and use a pin to hold it down. From the center part of my fabric of this front bodice here, I'm going to come out by my inverted pleat width, which we used while cutting, which is 4 inches wide. I said that in my cutting video as well. So now just measure 4 inches from the center point, and then from that upper part there, go down by 1 inch. Now I'm going to make a stitch from the upper part to meeting that 1 inch there. Just make a proper stitch there. Now as you can see, I've gone ahead to stitch it up. I don't know if you guys are seeing it clearly, but I have stitched it up. Now I'm going to notch the center so that we can be able to create our inverted pleat properly. Dip your hand into that allowance there. Now you are going to push that notch to that stitch that you made like this. I hope you can see it clearly. Now you are going to open it up like so. Make sure you are still holding the notch to the stitch that you made. Hold it carefully. Then you are going to pin it down. Make sure you pin it down on several places, holding that inverted pleat area down. Now after using a pin to hold it down, you are going to arrange your inverted pleat just the way I am doing mine. Arrange it properly and then you iron it. Now you take it to your machine and stitch the upper part there closed. Now you see this inverted pleat area. Later on, I used my needle and thread to make hemming stitch from the wrong side just to hold it down. From the wrong side, not from the front area, but it still had this inverted pleat design. Now for the yoke, you're going to notch the center point. That center point has to meet with the center point of your inverted pleat, that area where we stitch down for your inverted pleat. Make sure that it's merged together and then you run a stitch holding the yoke to your bodice. After stitching it up, I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, I've gone ahead to run a stitch on it, and I also overlocked or weave the rough area there just so it doesn't start fraying out. Now look at my inverted pleat area. I have ironed it down, and make sure you use your needle and thread to hold it from the wrong side, because later on I realized that it was like opening, so I had to use my needle and thread to hem it from the wrong side, but it did not disturb the design. Now this is the yoke for my back, and this is how it looks. It's looking very neat. Now when you turn it to the wrong side, this is how it looks. Can you see? This is the area that I used the needle and thread to hold, so you can see that it will not affect the front. I hope you understand. Now the next thing we're going to do is to add our side darts, our bust darts. When I was cutting into my last video, I explained that the front has to be longer than the back by 1 inch, because our back half waistline is shorter than our front waistline. So now you will go down from your shoulder to your bust point plus ½ inch. Let's say your bust point is 10, come down by 10.5. Now I am going to measure the width of my inverted pleat, and remember it's 4. So now 4 divided by 2 is 2. I'm going to mark 2 inches right there. That's going to be the center of my dress. Now from that point, I will take my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 plus 1. If your nipple to nipple measurement is 8, divide it by 2 and add 1 inch to that. That will give you 5. As you can see, I have added my own. I divided my nipple to nipple distance by 2. I marked it out, and then from that point, I came out by 1 inch as well. I really hope you guys understand everything I'm doing right now. Now I went ahead to just stretch out that line there, and then from that bust point I went down by 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and divide that 1 inch into 2, and that's going to give me half. Now I am going to pinch my dart from that ½ inch there all the way to that 1 inch that we marked after the nipple to nipple distance, and you're going to make a stitch. But before you do that, you take a pin to hold it down, and then you make a stitch from that ½ inch from the side to your nipple to nipple distance. Now you go ahead and do the same thing. Let me just go over it again. From your shoulder, go down to your bust point plus ½ inch. Now I am going to stretch out that line like so. Then from the center of my inverted pleat there, I will go out by my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 plus 1 inch. From my bust line there, I will go down by 1 inch, which is going to be my side bust dart. Now you divide that 1 inch by 2. That is going to be the center, which is ½ inch. Now I'm going to pinch that ½ inch there and pinch that 1 inch after our nipple to nipple distance, and you run a stitch meeting that point, just like a dart, like the way you run your normal dart. As you can see, I have gone ahead to fix my dart, and this is how it looks. If I turn it to the right side, you're going to see how neat it looks on the right side. Now if I place my back piece on it, you are going to notice that the sides are now equal. Had it been within add that the front will be longer than the back. So please go ahead and watch the cutting video. I explained everything, okay? I explained how to cut it if you not watched the cutting video. Now the next thing we're going to do is to sew the shoulder. I am going to place it right side facing each other. I am going to hold it like so, and I'll use the back lining. I really hope you guys understand. I'll use the back lining like this, and then I'm going to turn it to the front like so, and I will hold that area down. You can use a pin, yes, use a pin so it will be easier, and then you run a stitch with 1/2 inch to close that area up. After closing it up, this is what I have. The shoulder is already looking neat. The next thing we are going to do is to fix our zipper. Now to fix your zipper, you just fold the back piece into two like so. Just separate it from the front like this, and then I am going to come down to where I want my zipper to be. And to get that, from my shoulder I came down to my waistline. My waistline is 18, but I made use of 17 for the back because our back waistline and front waistline are not the same. From that point, I'm going to go down to 6.5 inches. That is where my zipper is going to stop. From that point, I'll make a stitch all the way down to the hem of this dress with about 1.2 inches. 1.2. Okay, can you see it? Now, as you can see, I already have my zipper. I am going to open it up like this because I have already sewn that lower part there. Now, I'm going to place my zipper like so, and the width I'm going to use for the zipper allowance is going to be 1.2. Now, I'm going to start from the upper part and sew it all the way down. Just fix your zipper in a very easy way. Use your pin to hold it down first before you take it to your sewing machine. And as you can see, I was just marking out 1.2 inches all the way up, and I did that on the two sides. That is where I'm going to fix my zipper. If you stayed up to this point, I'll say a very big thank you to you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now I've gone ahead to fix my zipper and it is looking neat. Make sure you use a pin to hold it down. If you like to get a detailed tutorial on how to fix a zipper, please leave in the comment section and I will do that. Now as you can see, I've gone ahead to pin the sides of my dress, and I'm going to start taking the body measurement. I'll take my bust measurement divided by 2 plus 1 inch, and I'm going to place it there. I'll go down to my under bust line. I'll take my under bust measurement divided by 2, and I'll add 2 inches there, or you can even add 2.5 depending on how free you want it to be, or can add 3 inches as well. 3 inches will be okay since it's an A-line dress. We are going to skip the waistline because it's an A-line dress. From the waistline I went down to 8 inches, which is going to be my hip line. Now my hip line, I went ahead to place my hip measurement divided by 2 plus 2 inches as my ease, and then I am going to mark out my sewing allowance. I'm going to start connecting those lines together from the bust to the under bust, from the under bust to the hip. I told you that we have to skip the hip line. I said that in the cutting video. Don't worry, it's not going to be tight. I told you, I explained everything. If you watch the cutting video, you would know that the waistline is not going to be tight with the way we cut it out. So now I'm going to connect from the hip line all the way to the hem. Now we are not going to sew it like that because this has a pocket. So now we have to fix the remaining part of our pocket to it. Now at the hemline, I took just 1.5 inches and I marked it out. Now as you can see, I did the same thing to the second area, that's the other part. I went ahead to just mark out my seam allowance the way we did for the other side. Okay, now if you check the waistline there, if you check the waistline, use your waist measurement divided by 2, you will find out that there's still excess allowance, which is okay. Now to fix the pocket, I went ahead to extend my waistline like so. From that waistline, I came down by about 0.2 to 1 inch and I marked it out there. From that point, I went out by 2.5 inches and I marked it out. Now we are going to start stitching from the bust all the way to that waistline, and then you stitch out to that 2.5. from the bust to the under bust to the waistline all the way to that 2.5. Stop there. We are still going to extend this pocket. Now from that the starting of our pocket, you go down to 6 inches and mark it out. That is going to be the end of your pocket. Now still go out again by 2.5. Now when you get to that part, you just move down to the end of the pocket and you continue sewing to the hem line. You do the same thing for the other side. Now this is the fabric I'll be using to extend the pocket, and it is 7.5 inches wide and 11 inches long. So I just decided to give it a curve shape at the lower part. You can decide to leave yours straight or you give it a curve shape like mine. Now you can see it's going to fit into the pocket very well. Since my pocket depth is 6 inches, I just added 1.5 to the width to make it 7.5. Now I am going to take this straight part here and I will attach it to that pocket extension that we made in my last video, like so. Join it by ½ inch. Do the same thing to the other part. Now this is just to help the length of your pocket extend so that your client can be able to put anything she likes in her pocket. I'm so sorry guys, I lost that spot where I showed you how I fixed the pockets. I lost it, but anyways, I have attached the pocket to it and this is how it looks. The next thing I'm going to do is to weave the pocket area. You see, I sewed it from the side there all the way around the pocket down to the hem. Now the next thing we're going to do is to cut out a sleeve, and this is the fabric I am going to be using to cut out the sleeve. It's folded into 2. Now for you to get your sleeve curve, you have to measure around your armhole, and after measuring mine, I am going to use the measurement to cut out my sleeve. As you can see, my sleeve is folded into 2 and I'm going to be cutting out the 2 sleeves together. To get my sleeve length, my normal sleeve length is 9 inches. I added 1 inch extra to that. Now for the width of my sleeve, I used 10.5 inches. I just measured it wide. Now from the upper part there of the open side of my sleeve, I'll go down to my cap height, which is 3.5. Now from this closed side of my sleeve, the folded area, I'll go out by 2 inches and I'll mark it out. Now I'm going to create a curve from that 2 inches all the way down to the cap height. I'm so sorry you guys can't see the lines. I'm very sorry. Now I'm going to measure around my curve and make sure I get that 10 inches that I got from measuring the round armhole of my dress, and I'll add 1 inch extra to that for the seam allowance. Now for the round sleeve, I'll divide my round sleeve by 2 and add 1 inch as well for my sewing allowance. After that, I'll go ahead and connect it like so. Once you're done connecting it, the next thing to do is to cut it out, following the lines that you've drawn. After cutting, if your sleeve is looking like this, then baby girl, you're on the right track. The next thing I did was to cut out this piece of fabric, which I'm going to be using for the pleat, and it is folded into 2 as well. And I have 2 pieces, 1 for each sleeve. Okay, now you are going to make sure that it is wide. It is wider than your round sleeve. Say your round sleeve is about 6 inches. You are going to multiply that 6 by 3. Okay, make it wide so you can pleat it well. Now for the length of my sleeve, it is 4.5. I added 1 inch extra to that, making it 5.5, because I am going to be turning it with a lining. Okay, and I use the same fabric as the lining. After turning it, this is how it looks. I have gone ahead to attach my pleat to it. Once you're done with that, you fold the sleeve into 2, and you're going to use your sleeve measurement to sew the sides, and then you join it to your bodies like so. As you can see, I have joined mine to the body of this dress, and this is how it looks. Let me show you how it looks on my mannequin. If you follow to this point, thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me. Now go ahead and hem the back of that inverted pleat so it stays one place. The back, that's the lining area. That's what I'm going to do next. Now you can also see how the back look. There's no zipper bulge because we eliminated everything properly in my cutting video. Now let me show you on my mannequin. This is how it looks. If you stayed to this point, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've clicked on the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you. Bye.